one insight I want to share is how much your beliefs kind of your kind of beliefs shape how you kind of think about things and what you think is possible. And I don't think I have many limiting beliefs, but when it comes down to hearing what other people have done in the same situation as you, very similar, and seeing what they've done really puts you into perspective about how much more there is to grow and achieve. So, I mean, the end of this kind of coaching kind of program, and in that, someone asks, "What's your take-home pay as a gym owner?" And mine's zero, as it's a terrible situation, as mentioned. I haven't paid myself being in this business. It's a side hustle. There's not much money left over, so it's going back in the business. So I'm basically zero. And someone else commented zero, and I'm like, yeah, cool, okay, I expected that. Then someone mentioned like 370. And that's 370,000 that they took home in pay. I don't know if it's before tax, after tax, but that's how much they took home in 2024. And then they were like, this is like, chump change, whatever, and wait until the big ones show up. And then someone mentioned they made over 7 figures. So over $1 million in take-home pay from running 2 gyms. And that actually just blew my mind. Like, I know, sure, if you're a franchise owner and you have, you are in control of like 15 or 500, whatever. Yeah, that makes perfect sense if you made $2 million or $1 million. That makes total sense. And so that kind of, when I heard there was only 2 gyms, or even just 2 of anything, 2 small businesses running together, and you take home $1 million over 7 figures, that is just mind-blowing. And that really just put like, holy shit, this is possible. And I know that obviously this is the gym space, so it's actually a definite double down on what I'm doing can work. But that's just any business, any plumber, any gardener that you see around, whatever, anyone who has like vans with the logos on, and office space, they're probably making millions and millions like a year. And, whether they share it with other people or they're just kind of in control of it and they're the sole owner and they do it, they could be making millions. They could be 10 million as part of that. And they just, that's all kind of possible. So when I saw that person made over 7 figures, and then I saw someone else, another person in that same group, I think they said, yeah, we just bought a house for 2.1 million and with no debt. And that was just like, obviously mind blowing, even more than the other one that, and this is just from a gym business. Any business, all this small business really is, if you can get it right and do it right, the craziest way to build wealth, and to build it up. Once you get into larger building kind of these systems and software stuff, sure, that obviously can help. But just like, small business that's run well, and you have consistent client base, and then you keep growing it and you have staff, it can just skyrocket so easily. So seeing that person saying they bought, $2.1 million house with no debt and just bought it outright, that is just actually just so crazy. And I don't want to say unbelievable, because unbelievable just, it is believable. I believe I could do that. And it's just working out how to do it and building over time. Sure, that takes time and scaling issues and all of that kind of stuff you need to work through. But that just lit a fire, just seeing that. And I know it's the simplest thing, but just seeing that is possible, doing what I'm doing right now, but just doing it in a way that works better and brings in more money and better systems in place, better staff, or just more staff and more organized and everything like that. That is crazy. And, just to hype on this, someone else mentioned like they just spent $350,000 on a new fit out for a gym, building this place or whatever it was, $350,000, and now they've made all their money back in like a couple of months. And that just actually just blows my mind. Just like, so that's just what I want to get to. I want to be at a stage, when I'm actually making enough money that I don't have to work at my 9-to-5 job. And I know that's 100% possible. Like, no question, right? No question about that. I just need to kind of improve the systems and just improve everything I'm doing right now and then take it a step further. And I'm trying to do whatever I can. That's why I'm documenting this. I know this is possible. So mark my words, this time next year, or the end of this year, things will be very different. So stay tuned, because I'll definitely be sharing wins along the way. So that really motivated me, fired me up, and I was like, man, I've got to do what I can to build this. And yeah, it might take a year, it might take 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. But if I'm growing year to year, and then I'm actually improving my quality of life year to year in terms of having more income or whatever, more freedom, that is a win in my eyes. But I hate living day to day, just like, you get this paycheck once a fortnight, and then all the money goes in different accounts, and you're left with 400 for the rest of the fortnight, and then, whatever it is, or you're left with 1,000. Doesn't matter. That's just not enough to kind of enjoy the finer things that is out to offer. And I want to live with abundance and all that kind of stuff. So as much as I love doing cheap stuff, I want enough money so I can buy a car that isn't over 20 years old that could die any second. It's simple like that. So yeah, just thought I wanted to raise that as, man, that is just like mind-blowing, changing your perspectives and your mindset and your limiting beliefs.